So here we are in the end of Aldehydes and Ketones, in the part 5, and we have acetone, formaldehyde, and diethylamine. And what we need to do is have the diethylamine and the formaldehyde react together, and then the acetone will form the enol, and the enol will react with the imine that we just formed. So what we have first is the nitrogen is going to add to the carbonyl of the formaldehyde to give us the O minus in the diethyl with positive on the nitrogen. This oxygen will go grab a hydrogen off of HCl. To get here, then another equivalent of the diethylamine will come in and grab the hydrogen off of it to give us the neutral compound. We can put a hydrogen on the oxygen from our protonated diethylamine. And we have then this, a really good leaving group on the carbon next to the nitrogen, and we get the aminiamine. And then from the acetone, we can protonate the carbonyl from our HCl. To give us the protonated carbonyl, and then our water we formed in the previous, and the other half of the reaction can grab the alpha hydrogen to form the enol. So here we formed this enol and this aminiamine, and those two will react together to form our product. So what we need to do is draw them down here where the enol is closer to our aminiamine. Just noticed I lost our ethyls there. And the enol can add to the carbon of the aminiamine, neutralizing the positive on the nitrogen, giving us this, which we can then remove the hydrogen with water to get to our answer. And then the next video, or the next reaction, so here we are in the second mechanism. The nitrogen can attack our carbonyl, giving us the O minus. And the protonated amine. The O minus can go grab a hydrogen off of another amine, since we are in acid, to neutralize itself, which gives us an OH, an NH with a positive charge. Another nitrogen can come grab that extra hydrogen to neutralize the amine. And then our OH can grab a hydrogen off of a protonated amine to to make it a good leaving group. And then we can kick out the nitrogen, or form the double bond from the nitrogen, kicking out the water to get to the double bond of the nitrogen. And then all we have to do is have our water grab that alpha hydrogen, send the electrons down, send the electrons up to the nitrogen, and that gives us our enamine. Once we have an enamine, we can use it as an excellent nucleophile to form the double bond, send the electrons down to kick off any halogen or any good leaving group in an SN2 mechanism to give us the double bond to the nitrogen and our benzyl group added on to the alpha carbon. That gives us a positive on the nitrogen, and then in the workup we can add water to the carbon of the double bond to give us a single bond to the nitrogen and an OH2 plus in our aromatic ring. We can remove the hydrogen off of the protonated OH to neutralize it. And then we can protonate the nitrogen off of our water to turn it into an excellent leaving group. Reform the carbonyl, kick out the leaving group, which gives us the protonated carbonyl with our aromatic ring there that I left off. And then we can remove our extra hydrogen with the amine we just formed to get to our answer. We can do the same sort of thing here where the enamine attacks the alpha beta unsaturated ester to give us this. Then we can form the resonance structure where you get here. Whoops, pardon me. No nitrogen yet, or no oxygen yet. Still a nitrogen. Five-membered ring. That has a positive charge still. And then we have a negative here. And then this can go grab a hydrogen off of our water. To get to the double bond in and our ester chain hanging off. Sorry, ran out of room. Yep. And then we can just cleave the nitrogen just as we did before, where water adds in, remove a hydrogen off of the water, and so on and so forth. Everything from that second step above. If you want to see it drawn again, send me an email and we can talk about it. And then the last one here is if we add LDA to a carbonyl, we can remove the acidic hydrogen to form the enolate. And then the enolate can react with the phenylselenium bromide to form the alpha selenium compound, and then with hydrogen peroxide we can oxidize that off to form the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl, and that's just a way to form an alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl. So